today we are working on our shoulders. Those of you who are on Zoom, you can see the diagrams for what the shoulder looks like. The deltoid is the big superficial muscle that's right here. It's got three parts to it, and it's shaped triangle, like a triangle. That's why they call it deltoid, because delta, triangle. And that muscle covers all the rotator cuff muscles underneath. The rotator cuff muscles are four muscles that your zoomers can see over here. This is the front view and the back view of the rotator cuff muscles, all four of them, and that's covered by the deltoid there. So we'll be doing a lot of shoulder work. So the deltoid is important because of lots of things, to protect your rotator cuff muscles, number one. But interesting little tidbit here. Your deltoid moves your arm up and down, but for the first 15 degrees of your arm movement, like this much, that's done by your supraspinatus, which is the muscle up here. After that, your deltoid takes over. So if you ever have to have some cocktail trivia about your shoulder muscles, that's what that's all about. Yeah, one of these days we'll have cocktail parties again, right? So we'll work on our pranayama, our breathing, starting to focus on the breath. So breath is prana. Prana means breath, prana means life, prana means energy. It all means the same thing. Life is breath, life is energy, prana is life. So as you focus on your breath, get a rhythm to your breathing. Start deepening your breath. And then start visualizing a color that you're inhaling that represents your prana energy, your prana breath. And follow that breath all the way through your nose, down your throat, expanding your chest, expanding your ribs, and finally inflating your belly. All that prana energy coming into your body. And then as you exhale slowly through the nose, imagine that color leaving your body, taking with it all of the negative energy within you. And then repeat, big inhale, big exhale, inhaling your positive life force energy, your prana, and exhaling all the negativity in your body, all the toxins, everything else that's poisoning your body and your mind. Just let it go out. And then start breathing in and out to a count of 8. Whatever your tempo is, to a beat of 8, inhale. Long or fast. And then exhale to a beat of 8. And each time you're inhaling your full prana energy all the way down to the belly. And you're exhaling all the negativity. And then the next time you come around to your inhale, pause after you inhale for a beat of 4. And then when you exhale, at the end of your exhalation, pause for a beat of 4. And then when you inhale, inhaling all that vital life force energy, and then you pause, just feel that energy going to every fiber of your body during that pause. And as you exhale, all the negative energy, pause at the end of the exhalation. and just flush it all out. One more deep, long breath at your own pace. And then allow your breathing to return to normal. And then let's please take a deep breath together and we'll in. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Thank you. All right, warming up our shoulders. Take your fingertips on the tops of your shoulders, right at the edge of your deltoid, where the deltoid attaches to your scapula, and then just start make little teeny circles with your elbows, just to feel those muscles loosen up, and then make the circles a little bigger and a little bigger, and just feel how that just loosens up the deltoid and the 4 rotator cuff muscles underneath of it. And then let's pause at neutral with our wings out to the sides. Inhale, exhale, bring your elbows together in front. Inhale, open. And then exhale, bring your elbows up, backs of your hands toward each other behind you that don't have to touch. And just avoid crunching your neck up as you do that. And then come back up to neutral, back down to neutral. Okay, we'll do that a couple times with breath. Inhale, exhale forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, up. And then back down, and then release. Okay, let's switch the cross of our legs. Grab your strap. And then make sure the strap is nice and long so you have plenty of room on it. And then bring the strap in front of you, your fingers pointing down, hip width, shoulder width apart. And then we're going to just go up very slowly with the strap and bring the arms up by the ears till it stops, until you can't go any further, a natural resistance here. Okay, from here, see if you can relax your neck and then widen your hands on the strap. And then just very gently let the strap go down behind you as far as your shoulders will allow. So some people maybe only this, some people this, some people all the way down. So only what your shoulders allow. This is still a warm up, so don't overdo anything. Just what it feels good to you, and then bring the belt back up and then over, back forward. And then we'll repeat with arms starting in front, shoulder width apart. Inhale, bring your arms up. Find your normal resistance point. And then gradually widen the hands. And then if your shoulders allow the rotation, bring the belt behind you and go only as far as you can with your shoulders allowing the movement. And then slowly come back up. Bring the strap in front again. One more time. Starting in the middle. Inhale as you go up. Find your point of resistance. Try to relax your neck now. And then very slowly widen the arms as you come back down, only as far as it feels good to your shoulders. And then all the way back up. Bring the belt forward and put the belt aside for a moment. And then bring your legs extended in front into Dandasana, staff pose. So make sure that you can sit so your pelvis is tilting forward up on something. If that's not possible for you to do without sitting up on something, rotate the pelvis forward so you have a neutral lower back. And then bring the shoulders up to your ears and then back and then down. And then once again, forward, up, back and down. And once more forward, up, back and down. And then pause here with a nice open chest. So your chest is nice and open now. Take your feet, make sure they're flexed, toes pointing up, knees pointing up. Keep that neutral spine in your lower back. Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale as you let your right hand float down. Bring the left arm beside the ear and bring the left shoulder back. Maybe even look up. Inhale, pull back up. Exhale, arm comes down. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the right. Take your left hand on the outside of the right thigh, right hand behind. Use the right hand as a kickstand on the mat behind you to keep your spine vertical as you twist. And then think about bringing your right shoulder back, left shoulder over to the right side of your body. Think about your left rib cage turning to the right side of your body, and think about your spine being vertical here. And then just relax in this twist. Make sure your neck is nice and relaxed and loose. Good, 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 good. Take a deep breath. Exhale slowly back to center. Hands to heart center. Inhale up with your fingertips. Exhale, left hand floats down, right arm comes beside the ear, and bring your right shoulder back and maybe look up. All the time, being mindful of what your feet and legs are doing. Keep your toes up, knees up, feet flexed. And then inhale, pull up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist left. Right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh, left hand behind. Keep your spine vertical as you twist. Bring your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward, and think about your right rib cage coming around to the left side of the body. Couple of deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly back to center. Now let's take your fingers behind you, pointing towards your feet. And we're just going to lean back into our hands and open our chest upward toward the ceiling. Think about bringing your elbows toward each other behind you as you lift your head. Keep control of your head so it's just not flinging back. And just feel an opening of your chest and how your shoulder blade, the points of your shoulders are coming together on your back. And then slowly come back up. Bend your knees. And then we're going to hug both knees into the chest. Tuck the tailbone, bring the forehead to your knee, and push your spine out backwards in a C shape. So this is like a seated cat pose. And feel how now your shoulder blades are separating apart from each other on your back, and how your vertebra is opening. And then back slowly up to center. come on around onto your knees and pad your knees here as necessary, and grab a block. And then take a block and put it on the left side of your body. Okay, so we will be on our knees for a few moments. Take your hands on your hips just for stability so that you can kick your right leg out. And then line up the arch of your right foot to your knee. Good. And see if you can plant your foot so it's steady on the floor. Take your right arm up beside the ear. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to lean to the left. And then as we do so, our left hand's going to drop down onto that block. Good. And then bring the right arm to 12 o'clock. If there's a clock face in front of you, we're going to rotate around the clock face with breath. So inhale as you move your arm forward to the left of your body, down to the 6 o'clock. And then exhale as you bring the arm up on the right side, up to 12. And then inhale again as you rotate down the clock, down to 6. Exhale as you come up to 12. Inhale as you come down to 6. Exhale as you come back to 12, and pause here. And then bring the arm beside your ear and just reach your fingertips as far as you can to the left side of the room. Feel how your obliques on the left side and your ribs are opening up. On the right side. And then pull back up. Bring your arm down and bring your knee in. And switch the block to the opposite side. Hands on hips just to steady up so that you can kick your leg out. Toes pointing forward, left leg out. Line up the arch to the knee. Good. And then left arm comes up. Inhale. Exhale as you lean over to the right and then drop your hand down to the block. Any level, the block can be any level that suits you. And then bring the arm back to 12 o'clock. And then with a big clock face in front of you with breath, we're going to go around the clock. Inhale as you bring your arm in front of your face, all the way down to 6 o'clock. And then exhale as you bring it back up to 12. Inhale slowly as you come down to 6. Exhale slowly as you come back to 12. Inhale all the way down to 6. Exhale to 12. Pause here. And then bring the arm beside your ear as far as you can. Stretch your fingertips. Keep your weight pushed down into your left foot. And breathe. Inhale, push all the way back up. And then exhale, bring your knee back in. And then come on down to your bellies. And when you're on your bellies, bring your forearms wide on the mat, just to the edges of your mat. So your elbows are lined up with your shoulders and your hand and elbow is just touching the edges of your mat or even outside of your mat. Push your pelvis into the mat, push your thighs into the mat, roll your thighs inward slightly. So we're going to keep the bottom half of our body down, pushing into your thighs, pushing into your pelvis. And you're just going to lift your chest up and lift your arms up off the mat. Keep pushing into your pelvis. This is like a flying cobra. So try to keep your head in line with your spine here. And when your arms are up like this, see if you can move your elbows toward your midline, toward your body. And as you do that, feel what your shoulder blades are doing. Okay. All right. If that's the screaming for help, then you bring them all the way back forward and then back down. Pause for a moment. And we'll come back one more time. You don't have to go so extreme. Just very lightly lift up. And very lightly bring the elbows down toward your midline. Just make sure your head stays in line with the spine and your neck is neutral. Okay, good. And then come all the way back forward. Cross your arms in front into crocodile arms. Take a little break here. Rest your shoulders, rest your head. And then push up onto your arms again. And this time, we're going to lace our fingers in front of us and nest your pinkies. So nesting your pinkies is this, where you're nesting your pinkies one right over the other instead of this, you're doing this. So both pinkies are on the mat this way. Can you see my hands, Phil? Does that make sense to you? Okay, I'll come down to you. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so this is what you're doing. Yeah, okay. You're okay with that, Betty, too? Okay, just not so that you're not putting pressure. You're not putting pressure on your knuckles. You're just putting pressure on both pinkies. Go down the same thing. They nest instead of, okay. Yeah, spooning, that's good. Spooning your fingers. Good, all right. So here we are, spooning our fingers. Bring the shoulders underneath, the elbows underneath the shoulders. Okay, from here, you're gonna push down into your pinkies and your forearms, and you're gonna walk your knee, lift your bottom and walk your knees in. So now you're in a table position with your forearms resting. Like that? Okay. So now do only as much here as your shoulders will allow. Tuck your toes and see if you can lift your knees and your hips off the mat. So this is a downward facing dog with our arms on the mat. And then bring the knees back down. All the way back down, good. Okay. Pause here, we're gonna go up again. Try to keep your neck neutral. Push weight into the pinkies, push weight into the forearms, tuck the toes, lift your hips and knees. You can keep your knees bent as you lift your hips, and just let your head relax and dangle down. Good. Okay, and then come on back down. And then unlace your fingers. Come up to your regular table position with your wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to walk our hands forward just a little bit so that we're going to be able to push up into our downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips, and come into your downward dog. Spread the fingers wide. Squeeze the forearms toward each other so the shoulders roll out. And bend the knees and walk up to the hands. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then pause in Tadasana. Okay. It's okay. Just bring the blocks, have them handy in front of you. You take your time, Betty, at your own pace. Okay, so we're gonna use the blocks and a little bit of a flow here. So have the blocks really on the outside of your feet so that when you come down, your hands will rest on the blocks right on either side of your feet instead of forward of your feet. Yeah, good. Okay. from Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, come into chair briefly, chair pose briefly, tailbone down. Take a couple of breaths here. Keep your chest open. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the blocks. And then step your right foot back. And then plant your right heel. So we're going to come up into our warrior one. So slowly raise your body up. You come into your warrior one. So here you are, your back foot is flat on the mat at a diagonal pointing toward the front. Your front knee is bent. Think about your right hip coming forward, left hip, left femur going back into the hip socket. Everybody good? Okay, open your arms in a T. Inhale. We're gonna hug ourselves with the left arm under the right arm. Stack your elbows in front and then come into eagle arms. So when your arms are in eagle arms, pay attention to your base of your body, make sure that it's steady. Push your forearms away from you, push your shoulders down from the ears and keep your elbows high at shoulder height. Pay attention to your back foot so that it doesn't lift, and then breathe. Tailbone's pointing down so you're not overarching your lower back. Good. Unwind. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring your arms up. Pivot onto your right toes. Bring your hands down to the blocks. So now you're into a high lunge. The blocks are on either side of the front foot. Good. Any height that you want. Take a deep breath. Exhale, step your left foot back to a brief plank using the blocks. Brief plank. And then inhale here. Exhale, bring your knees down. Good. And then shift your chest forward between your arms into your upward facing dog. So when you're here, push the shoulders down from your ears and back, down and back, so your chest is pushed forward. If you'd like to here, you can lift your knees off the mat or you just leave them down, up to you. Good. And then if your knees are up, bring them down so that you can tuck your toes and then push your bottom up to downward facing dog with your hands on the blocks. Take a deep breath as you lift your right foot up in the air behind you. Exhale as you swing it up between the blocks or pick it up and move it there, however it needs to get there. Good. Yeah, take a taxi. Good. Well, preferably the foot goes up to the blocks. Step up with your left foot. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms to the T. Anjali Mudra. Good. All right. Inhale up. Exhale briefly into chair pose. Tailbone down. Legs parallel to each other. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Inhale. Exhale, left foot steps back. And then plant the left heel. And then very slowly rise up to warrior one on this side. So get a steady base here. So your legs are hip width distance apart. You're not on a balance beam here. So whatever makes you feel steady, you can even bring your feet closer together this way from front to back and just stabilize the lower half of your body here. Think about bringing the left hip forward, right femur goes back into the hip socket and be stable in the lower half of the body. Okay, open arms in a T. We're going to hug ourselves, right arm under the left. So left arm on top, stack your elbows, and then bring into the eagle arms. So if your hands don't touch, that's okay. Just go as far as you can. Your hands can spoon each other, or you can turn your palm to palm, whatever works for you. Push the forearms away, keep the elbows up, and push the shoulders down from the ears. Stabilize the body. Think about weight in both feet. Find a focal point that helps you balance. inhale, unwind. Good. And hands come back up as you pivot onto your back toes. Hands come down to your blocks. Step the right foot back briefly to a plank using your blocks. And then both knees come down. Shift your chest forward into your upward facing dog. So shoulders back, chest open. You can lift your knees here if you like. Nice long neck. And then push back to downward facing dog using the blocks. Inhale, left leg up behind. And exhale, swing it up between the blocks, or pick it up and put it there, or move the blocks to your feet. Yeah, move the blocks to your feet. And then step up with your right foot. And then very slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale onto the T. Anjali Mudra. And then pause into Tadasana. Okay, we're going to come into a balance. Everybody's favorite, eagle pose. I'm going to give you a couple of tips. You can come to a wall or a pole, and you're going to use your blocks to help you balance here. So this is how you're going to use your blocks. One goes on either side of your foot. And with eagle, yeah, well, you're going to do both legs, but you're just going to use one at a time. So with eagle legs, you cross one knee over the other. So I'm going to cross this knee over this. And if you can, wrap the ankle behind, right, the foot behind the ankle, but that doesn't work for everybody. So just cross your knees, and then you can put your toes on the block. Can you see me, Phil? Mm-hmm. Good. Just put your toes across the knees and put the foot on the other block. Yeah, good. Okay. So then you can lift that foot off the block as needed to balance. When you're balanced, lift the foot. When you're not balanced, you put the toes back down, or you can use the wall. Okay, whatever leg's in front, you're going to open your arms and hug yourself. That arm is going to be on the bottom. So whatever leg is in front, that arm is on the bottom. And then we're going to come back into our eagle arms here, just like we did a moment ago. Focus on something for balance. And that block is there for you to put your toes down if you like. And then breathe. And if you have to come on out, doesn't matter. If you have to put your foot down, it doesn't matter. And when you're ready, unwind and shake it out. So whatever leg you did, we're going to do the opposite leg on top. So knee over knee, and just a little pointer here. The more you can bend your knees and squat down, the lower your center of gravity is going to be, and the easier it is to balance. It'll be more work on the legs, but easier to balance because your center of gravity is lower. Whatever leg's in front, you're going to hug yourself, that arm underneath, and then come into your eagle pose. All right. I have to tell you, this is not an easy pose. Good. You guys look good. Okay. Whenever you're ready, unwind. Shake all that out. Good, you guys. Okay, okay. So now, grab your belt, your strap. Okay, so I'm going to be, if you want to turn your mat, you can. You probably don't have to see me. But you want to, I'm not going to turn my mat, but you're going to have, you want to have your feet gripped so that they don't slip. So you want to step your feet wide, toes pointing forward. Good, yeah. Just make sure you have grip. And then bring the belt in front and grab the middle of the belt. Take your right toes, pivot them 90 degrees so they're pointing away from you. Take your left heel, scoot it back about 1 inch. And then bring the belt up beside your ears like we did when we were seated. Slowly widen your hands on the belt as far as you can. Now, again, depends on your own shoulders. If you can bring the belt behind you so that it's resting on your shoulder blades behind, do that. Otherwise, just stop wherever your shoulders say stop. And then wherever you end up, you're going to shift your hips to the left and then windmill your body and try to keep your arms in a straight line by tugging the belt. Good. Good. And breathe. Try to relax and breathe. Slowly come back up. Both toes go forward, release the belt. And then come forward from your hip crease with a flat back just for a little break. Take your hands down on the mat or a block in front of you and just rest here for a moment. Dangle your body. So this is an active rest. You're still getting a lot of stretch into your legs and hamstrings and groin area, but your arms are relaxed here. Good. Okay, very slowly, come on back up, bringing the belt with you, the strap with you. This time we're going to take our left toes, pivot at 90 degrees, pick up the right heel, scoot it about 1 or 2 inches back so the back foot is slightly at a slant. So here you're on a balance beam, your back arch is lined up with your front heel. Arms come in front with the strap. Good. And then raise the strap up, arms come beside your ears. And then very slowly, gradually widen your hands as far as your shoulders will allow. Bring it. If you can, bring the strap behind your shoulder blades and rest it there. Pull it taut. Shift your hips to the right and then windmill your body to the left. Good. And then very slowly come back up. Good. Release the belt. Pivot the feet back forward. And then once more, come from your hip crease down to the mat with your hands or onto the block. Relax your arms here. Try to lengthen the spine. Take your hand on the block or on the mat and put your right hand on the block or the mat in front of your face. And then your left arm will open as you twist your body to the left. Couple of breaths here. And then that arm floats down. So now the left hand sits on the block or the mat in front of your face. And then the right arm slowly twists open to the right. Following with your head if you can. Look up. One more breath here. And then slowly let your hand float down to the mat. Bend the knees so that you can come all the way back up. And then walk your feet back together. Shake everything out. Yeah. Doesn't that feel good? It's all relative, right? Hurts so good. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Thank your body that you can do all this stuff, or at least any of it, part of it, all of it. Come into Tadasana, the front of your mat, pause here, line up your spine, reset everything. Think about your head over the shoulders, chest open, shoulders down. Rotate the thighs inward slightly. Your belly is tight. And then just take a couple of breaths here. Nice big breaths. Be in the moment. Thank your body. Appreciate your body. And then inhale as you bring your arms forward and up. Urdhva Hastasana, palms facing each other. Reach up, lean backwards slightly, look up. Exhale, come back to center, bend your knees. Forward fold, come all the way down to blocks or the mat. And then we're going to step back to downward facing dog with or without blocks, your choice. Good. And then bring your knees down to the mat. And then slowly sit back towards your heels into child pose, resting your head on either a block or the mat or a bolster, whatever you can rest your head on. Okay, slowly push yourself back up, please. And then come onto your backs with your head facing toward me. Have your blocks handy. So bend their knees. Cross your right leg over your left leg and stack your knees on top of each other as if you were sitting on a chair. So your knee is over the knee, just like you're sitting on a chair. Good. Good. Okay. All right. Let your arms by your side in a T, palms facing up. Now, here is your chance if you want to try to do eagle legs. You don't have to, but if you can lift your knees towards your chest and wrap your right top of your foot around your left ankle, this is your chance to do so. It's a lot easier lying on your back than it is standing. Either way, if you have your foot wrapped, bring them back down to the mat. If your foot's not wrapped, bring your feet down to the mat, but keep your knees crossed over each other. So your arms in a T, palms facing up. You're going to allow your knees to fall to the left. Try to keep your chest open, shoulders down, and look to the right. And breathe. Good. Okay, bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center, unravel, uncross. And then now your left knee is going to cross over the right like you're sitting in a chair. So the knees are stacked here. You can either stay here, or if you want to bring your knees toward your chest for a moment so you can wrap your left foot behind your right ankle. And then both feet come back down to the mat, whether you're wrapping your feet or not. Both feet are down on the mat with knees crossed. And then you're going to let your knees fall to the right. And you turn your head to look to the left. Try to keep your shoulders down onto the mat. Relax your neck as you turn your head. And don't forget to breathe. Good. Knees slowly come back to center, head comes back to center. Uncross, unravel your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. Release your back. And then bring your feet back to the mat. Grab a block. Lift your sacrum and place your sacrum on top of the block. And either stay here with your feet on the mat, bent knees in a supported bridge pose, or allow your legs to float up into your waterfall pose. So this is a mild inversion. Inversion such as this temporarily takes the pressure of gravity off your spine and your organs. Inversions typically have a very soothing effect on your nervous system. Mild inversion such as this. A big inversion like a headstand actually has a stimulating effect, but this has a mild effect, a calming effect. And just allow yourself to breathe deeply, slowly. Okay, slowly, please lower your legs. Lift your hips and remove the block. And then extend your legs long on the mat. Bring your arms overhead, palms facing up. If your hands can touch down on the floor above your head, do that. If that's too much for your shoulders, you can bring your arms wider into a Y. And then do a full body stretch. So take your toes and point them to the one side end of the mat and the fingers to the other end. Full body stretch like you're waking up in the morning. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee into your chest and clasp your fingers around your right shin. Keep your head relaxed and bring the knee into the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your head, tuck your chin, and curl your shoulders up. Touch your nose to the knee or get close to the nose to the knee. And then slowly lower back down. And then release your leg, return it to the mat and extend the leg long again. Bring the arms overhead again, palms facing up into your full body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, left knee comes into your chest. Bring your arms down, clasp your fingers around your left shin and bring that knee into your chest. Relax your head here for a moment as you squeeze the knee into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, lift your head, tuck your chin, roll your spine up, bring your nose towards your knee. And then very slowly roll back down. Release your leg, extend the leg long on the mat. And then arms come overhead again, palms facing up, full body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, both knees bend toward the chest and clasp your fingers around both shins. Keep your neck relaxed, your head down as you squeeze both knees into your chest. And then take a deep breath. As you exhale, lift your head, tuck your chin, roll your spine up, bring your forehead towards your knees. And then very slowly roll your spine back down. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Walk your feet together, bring your arms out to the sides in a T, and allow your knees to open to each side, bringing the soles of your feet together in a Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, reclined bound angle pose. Yeah, so each knee goes out to each side. Right. So you're just allowing gravity to open your groin area. And then very slowly, please bring your knees back together and extend your legs long onto the mat and come into your Shavasana. Take your time to get comfortable. Focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Focus on relaxing your legs. Focus on relaxing your arms. Soften your belly, soften your chest. Release all the tension in your shoulders and your neck and your jaw. Relax your lips, your cheeks, your eyes, and your forehead. And then please relax your mind as you let clouds float by and enjoy a few moments of inner bliss. Please bring your awareness back to your breath. Deepen your breathing as you make small movements to gently wake up your body. And then please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And then please slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push up to seated. And please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. Jai yogis. Jai, Jai, Jai.